I believe the name of the winery has historical significance. Can you shed a little light on the history of the name?
Feudi di San Gregorio means estates, so feudalism. During the feudalism, the estates were called feudi, so estates of Gregory the Saint, which Gregory was a pope during the 6th century, so at the beginning of the Middle Age. And his role was particularly important for the codifying the modern winemaking techniques that were basically the textbooks that were brought throughout the Middle Age up to the 16th century, where the French then came in and, of course, improved the modern winemaking technique. So his role was important in transmitting the wine culture. He also owned a portion of lands almost everywhere in Italy personally, and he owned a portion of land very close to where the winery is located today, and he used to make wine there. So that's why we paid a tribute and honor to his role in the wine culture, and we called ourselves after his name.
With the history of Italian wine going back as far as it does, the history of your winery does not go back that far, only to 1986. So tell us how the winery was founded and the beginnings.
Yeah, well, in Italy, everybody has at least 20 generations behind his shoulders. For me, it's different. We have only one. We started in 86, as you said. And we are happy that we were lucky because we started something in a territory, as said before, with enormous tradition, enormous culture of wine. So this helped us in starting very quickly. Why we started in that time is we had a terrible earthquake in the region in 1980, and my family was directly touched by that, and my family decided to invest in the region and to invest in one of the things that characterize the region, so wine. So Feudi started in 86, 6 years after the earthquake. And then we started with 30 hectares of land owned. 30 hectares are between 75 and 80 acres. We now, over time, we grew our properties to 400 hectares, so 800 and something acres. And over time, we were able to intercept, we were lucky, we were probably also good, to intercept a very good trajectory of growth, success, quality, most importantly. And today we are the largest by far of the southern Italian wineries. And another person that was critical to our success was Pierpaolo, and is Pierpaolo Sirk, who is probably the best agronomist that working in Italy. He was our consultant since 2003, but then he became CEO, so he's in charge, he's full-time at the winery, and he's in charge of our production since 2009. And it was important because over time we moved from having, we always paid enormous respect to the vineyards, but we moved progressively to put the vineyards in the, to put the winemaking in the center, to put the vineyards in the center. So before we had important winemakers, now we have a great agronomist as a core consultant.
So along with the history of the region, Campania, and the more recent history of your winery, I'm in love with the label and the design of the label. Can you talk about how you chose those labels and maybe the artist a little bit, or the inspiration for the labels?
So the initial inspiration is the same inspiration that gave us that made us decide to call ourselves Feudi di San Gregorio. So a tribute to the history of Italian culture and wine culture. So all these are mosaics that were Byzantinian, we've done at the Byzantine time. So consistently with Gregory being a pope at the time, and they all represent convivial scenes. And all these mosaics can be found in Mausoleo di Galla Placidia in Ravenna, in northern Italy. So this was, in a way, the inspiration, and it's the content of the label. But I think what makes them unique is the design of the label. So the sides, the way they are, the brand is written, our brand logo. All this was designed by an incredible designer, Italian, called Massimo Vignelli. Massimo was, I think he started working in the 30s or in the 40s. Massimo was one of the top designers in Italy. He moved to the US. He designed the brown bag of Bloomingdale's, just to make an example. He designed the modern map of the New York Underground. You may think that, and it's true, that our labels a little bit look the same when you don't look it from very close, and you may not recognize Greco from Fiano, but you recognize it's Feudi di San Gregorio. So it has been able to help us to convey the idea of the brand even more than the idea of the individual wines.